Good day, podcast listeners, and thank you so much for joining me on the B podcast. So, question: fight or flight? Where are you in the battle for your attention? Let's talk about it on today's episode. Be focused. There is enough in the world to keep us distracted every single day, at every moment, all the time, every single one of us. When distraction comes, we lose time. We lose momentum, we lose progress, and we lose forward movement, as the word tract from distraction means an extent or lapse of time. So those things that are coming toward us every single day are really coming to take away our time and momentum. So how? How do we remain focused? How do we fight back against the grain? How do we push back to what seems to come so easily from all sides and without any effort from us? With the state of humanity, we are all facing situations, decisions, choices, and potential threats, the unknown, and changes to our very lives that we've not seen before. So, how do we focus and how do we keep it? That is a pondering question, and I would propose to you today, before anything, it is a choice. To focus is a choice. Yes, and all that you face every single day, you have a choice. A choice to do what? Honor you. Now, if you've been listening to the B podcast, you already know this is all about you. And I have said more than one time, honoring you. When I say honor you, I mean every single part of you, from the crown of your head to the tips of your fingers and tips of your toes, all that you are, all that you like, all that you dream, all that you desire, all that you wish and want, all of who you authentically and uniquely are. To focus is a choice to honor you. And we'll get into that a little bit more. We all know that everything that happens in life is not always expected, it's not always planned. If we could plan our lives, I'm telling you, some of us would plan it down to the nanosecond. But that would not be life, and that is not what we live. And that's part of the art of choice, learning and knowing when to pick your battles. And how about those times when, you're talking about focus and being focused and maintaining your focus and knowing that life is not planned. We all have those times when the unexpected phone call comes in that drains your energy. The conversation with some people just kind of drains the life out of you. Either they're using you as a dumping ground for gossip, or they're talking bad, or someone is taking their frustration out on you. You didn't plan that. Or let's say maybe you're at work and you get that email that includes a ton of action items that you did not plan for, nor do you have the time for. You're up against a tight deadline. Or what about the times when you have that argument with a loved one and you knew some things were brewing, but maybe not at that particular moment? Or there's a major decision that comes that changes the family dynamics and so much more. Those things that come to distract you that were not planned for. We all, again, have a choice to allow whatever that situation is or whatever that situation may be to either take away your focus or you fight for your focus. And so when you talk about take away your focus, at the beginning of this, I mentioned fight or flight. So are you going to be the one to stand your ground and to fight to keep your focus? Or are you just gonna, give up and just kind of run away from your focus and get caught up in all of those unexpected things that will come to challenge you for your time, that will come to challenge you for the essence of honoring you and what you've planned to focus on, to build, to grow you, to take you to that next level? So, How I would say, how do you focus in the first place? There are a variety of ways that strengthens one's center of attention. And when I think about that, people are so beautifully different and unique in all of their assets and ways. I don't know that I've mentioned before on this podcast, but I have a beautiful twin sister. She and I were born at the same time, but yet we are uniquely different, as is mankind, every one of us, different fingerprints, all of that. But there are different ways that people help to build their center of attention. I know a lot of people who love to pray. I am one of them. I love prayer and meditation. Sometimes you might want to do a quiet walk in the park or literally sit in nature and look at the trees and gaze the beautiful flowers and take the time to smell the roses. It could be exercise. It could be yoga. It could be reading. Maybe that's reading the Bible. It could be a good book. Maybe it's a vision boarding or some other type of activity that helps to train your mind to focus and not be all over the place. And as I mentioned before about taking the time to honor you, and I mean down to the tips of your beautiful fingers and toes and every part of you. But the purpose, when I say focus and being focused, the purpose of focus is to help maintain the work that you're already doing, that just supports and enhances your doing, your living, your breathing. It honors your dreams, your purpose, your progress, your love, and your life, however that looks for you. So the focus, when I talk about being focused, it is that energy that helps to maintain what you're doing, how you're living, how you're breathing, your dreams, your purpose, your progress, your love, your life. Whatever that looks like for you, anything that makes you better, anything that takes you to the next, anything that brings about fruition to a dream, a hope, a vision. You want to do whatever it is that helps to support you. Okay. And so, when I think about that, it reminds me, I have always been one to share, even in my story of multiple sclerosis. My whole thing was I want to share love and light because I believe that we all are. And when I think about this particular subject matter for the podcast today, Be Focused, it reminds me of a laser. As you and I have the power to be focused light. Now, when you think about that, and when we choose to be focused, as I mentioned before, it's about a decision, it's about a choice. But when we choose to be focused, I'm telling you, there is absolutely nothing that can withstand our positive force and precision in allowing us to literally be and authentically be, to unapologetically be in all of who we are. There is nothing that can withstand our positive force and our being. So, here's what I'd say to you today, listeners. When the unexpected comes, find a way to step back, breathe, think, and make a decision as to whether it is a matter of life or death. Now, if it's just a setback, a pain in the rear, a hiccup, a sidestep, or stumble, take it for what it is and get back on track. Stay on track. Decide where you're going to draw the line with this thing and maintain your momentum, maintain your focus, maintain your progress, maintain your time because you cannot get time back. And so as I was preparing for this podcast, oh, this just did my heart so good. Do you know that you're the only you that you will ever have? You're the only you. that you will ever have. So I say to you today, do everything within your good heart and intentions to honor your being. Focus for the fruition of your life. You want to take the time to focus and do what you can to honor you. Now, take care for your thoughts, heart, and mind, and be focused. You've got everything it takes to win. Keep buzzing in the world because we need you to be.